In 3, 2, 1. Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Here I am. There you are. It's time to do some torch again. Thanks, guys. I'm going live a little early. Happy New Year. I'm going to try to do this more often, at least 3 to 4 times a week. Let's see if we can. I just realized my video is. I'm cutting off my video sound, but I also, again, I do have a new video camera over my torch bench, and I'm going to give you fair warning. It doesn't look like it. Well, those who actually have seen my torch or table know the deal. It is cleaner. I actually straightened it up last night, well, this morning early, and decided to go from there. For those that are going to be watching, welcome to my show. Thank you for being there. And I don't know, it's a new year. I'm going to try to really do some good stuff, okay? So here we go. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to go from this angle to just over my torch and start doing some glass. One of the things that one of the subscribers have mentioned is that they wanted to see me do a number 10 joint for just doing a number 10 joint. And I have had and do have, I did some several today, and I wanted to do some more just to show you that it can be done, I guess you could say. And of course, when I wanted to do this, never around when you want them. Wait, way over there. There they are. Hello. Perfect. I needed a number 10 male joint to do the number 10 female joint. And that will be prevalent in a little bit. Now, as you can see here, I have a set of rollers. I've had them for a very long time. As you can see, they're nice and rusty. I don't use them very often. But to do the number 10 joint, which is what I'm going to be doing, is, hey, Daryl, Happy New Year. I'm glad that people are watching, and this is going to be my second full year. Well, this is going to be my second year at doing YouTube videos, and I'm really excited and doing the live thing a lot more often. One of my subscribers actually sent me a 1080p video camera that you're looking through right now. It doesn't show as much, but I'm going to try to do some recording with it and see if I can't get some better quality out of it. Right now, there is in front of the video camera, I taped the didymium glasses right in front of it. So I'm going to put mine in here. I'm going to use this for my glasses, but you guys should be able to see a little bit less glare. I'm going to try a few different things to see about getting better picture quality and so on and so forth. But at this point, this is what I'm doing, and this is how I feel. If you have a request, I will get to them. First of all, what I'm going to be doing is a number 10 female joint. I've done a couple of them earlier today just to make sure that I was on the right track. And I'm going to do it 2 ways. I'm going to do it with this roller setup. And if you've got one of these, it really makes it a whole lot easier. But if you do not have one of these, it doesn't mean the end of the world and you can't do, because I'm also going to be using this little piece of my L bracket thing here to do the part of it also. I will show you. Now, without further ado, I've only got the 5 liter per minute concentrator going. I don't need that much pressure going on at this time. I just need to heat up about about a half an inch of that tubing, maybe a little bit more than that. I've also got a number 10 female joint maker. Of course, it looks like a male because you got to make the male with the never mind. And vice versa, when you got a female, you got to have a female joint to around to do the male joints. But we'll get there. First of all, you heat up this. Again, you only need to heat up about a half an inch to an inch. And the first time I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this with the rollers. And the second time I'm going to do it, Chirpy New Year to you, Toopy Tokes. I'm just now looking up. I'm sorry it took me a little while to say hi, but I am here and I am looking. I have the chat room right in front of me, and I might get going on something and forget to mention or talk to you guys, but I am there, and thanks for watching. Now, what you do is you flare out the very end of this, and this is about a number 10 heavy wall, maybe even an 11. I'm not sure. I forgot. I need to reestablish that. At a later date. I'll tell you in the description what it actually was. But you end up flaring out just the last half inch of this thing because again it is a little bit larger than the tube, and starting with heavy wall to begin with gives you something to go by and makes it a little easier to make this joint. You can use standard wall and medium wall, but heavy wall gives you a better, stronger finished product. Okay? Now, I've flared it out a little bit, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up and sort of ream this joint maker in there to make sure it's doing the job, and it looks like it's going a little bit further than what I want it to do. So now I'm going to heat up just at the end, and this is where the graphite rod, this pad comes in. I'm going to bring it down. There we go. And then also what you need to do is you need to test it with a number 10 male joint to see how the airtight quality is, which is very good. Oh, and that's why you do that, is to check that to make sure it will hold your air for you. Oh darn. But it does do the trick. Okay. Now, also at the very end of these, what I usually do is I will heat up just the tip of the wall. This will give you, and you see it on prefabs where it's got a little bit of a bead going on the very end of this thing, and that will strengthen your joint a whole lot more than you think it will. For some dumb reason, having a thicker wall right at the very tip does make that difference. So something to think about in making your joints do the job a whole lot better. Okay, okay, okay. And there we go with that. I'm going to hold that. Oh, I did that. Okay. I'm going to hold that like that and go down the tube a little bit. And I'm going to just pull that off. This is just as a holder right now. If anybody has any questions or wants to talk to me, don't hesitate. And if you have a request, shortly after I finish this, I can get right into it. Okay? Okay. I'm going to do this one more time. There we go. I'm going to leave that open so that I can seal it to something later on. Okay, and there is one female joint ready to go onto something. Next, I'll do this one more time. Need a pair of tweezers, of course, never around when you want them. I'm going to do that. Like I said, I'm going to do the same exact thing one more time, but this time I'm not going to use the rollers. Okay, so that to show you that the rollers help. Rollers help immensely, but they're not the end all be all tool. You know, I've always done a lot of what I do with simple tools and simple ways of doing things. And that's just the way I have been. So here we go. We're going to do the same exact thing. This time, no rollers. Now, when you get an uneven end like that, sometimes you can do this. And this is a pretty cool thing if I can get it just the right size and do it. Touch, pull real quick, and nip it off. And that should even out that wall a whole lot, or the top. Yeah. And again, I'm not going to use that roller at all. It's a very tempting thing to do, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use just the end over here. Now, also, if you're doing a lot of these male or female joints, or even the male joints, what you're going to need to really do the job a little bit better anyway, is a little glass of water or container to put your graphite rods in, because they do transfer heat, and it hurt, and you don't want your little fingers to be burnt off. So again, what I'm doing is I'm flaring just the end of this tube, flaring it out. And of course, the tube I'm using is a little bit shorter than what I need it to be. Okay, here we go. Flaring it out to make sure that it's the right thickness. And then I'm going to ring that right in there. Needs to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to switch out. Dang it, that is getting a little bit too short for my safety. Okay, okay. Same exact tubing, a little bit longer. It's going to do a whole lot better for me to hold on to. First of all, going to nip off this end here. You pinch and pull really fast, and it thins out the wall of the tubing. And that should even enough of what you're doing. To those who are just coming in, thanks for watching. If you have a question, or if you have a challenge for me or a request, you know I love to do that. And again, I'm trying to heat up about a ½ inch of this into this tubing. And you're flaring it out. Just the last half, that last ½ inch. And you can flare it out fairly much, as long as you're got a place that you can roll it back in if you had to. But like I say, if you have those set of rollers, it does make a difference in making this happen a whole lot faster. But it's, like I say, it's not the end all be all tool. And let's see how we're doing for size. Getting there. stressing out just a little because everything's not doing what I want it to do, of course. But that's life in general. There we go. A little bit more flame. Bring it out just a little bit more. And we're there. We're getting there. Check it out. Sort of bent a little bit there, but we're going to take care of that real quick right here. That brings it back into shape where you want it. A little bit more. Now I'm going to flare off just the end of that like I did before. This is going to be a little bit tougher to do without the roller. But again, I'm doing it to show you that it doesn't have to have the roller to do the job. But beating it out like that will strengthen the integrity of your joint. But you don't have to. Okay? It can happen, but it has had not to have happened if you don't want to. Right? Right. And to check the joint itself, snug it in. Oh, that's going to help. The other end is, and of course, that is another thing that you do have to watch out for, is sometimes your joints will get stuck in the piece. Of course. When you're trying to show off what happens, and you know me, if it can happen, it will. All right, all right. We all have those days, right? Thank you for watching. I'm going to quit now. I'll let it cool. Actually, this might help. Let's see here if I can do this. I'm probably going to screw it all up, but I'm going to try. There's always, where there's a will, there's a way. Or is that where there's a will, there's relatives, right? For those that are tuning in, thanks for watching. I'm trying to screw up this as best I can, and I think I just did even worse, right? I'm going to try one more time. Do we have one? No. Do I have another piece of tubing to do the job? Of course not. That's heavy wall. Might do the job. Here we go. One more. Sorry, folks. And again, I'm going to give up and do it on the rollers this time. But that happens. But that's one of the things you're going to have. If you're making female joints, you're going to have a ground glass joint, or you're going to have a male joint to check out your work to make sure it's going to be compatible with what you're doing. For other joints, okay, you got to make sure it's airtight and snuggable. In other words, it snugs in there without it and becomes airtight to where you can blow in it without any problem. And as you can see, if you got the rollers, it makes it a whole lot of heck of an easier job. Keeps it centered. You spin it a whole lot quicker, and you can get the job done a whole lot faster. A little bit further. Any questions? Any comments? Talk to me. I can see that there's like 6 people in the chat room looking away. Thanks for being there, people. I appreciate it. And that's what I like is interaction here in the chat room itself. If you don't have the capability, I'm sorry about that. I know some people are watching on their phones. Life happens. And then what you do is, again, if it goes in too far for you, you turn around and heat it and press it like that, and it sort of condenses around the joint fairly nicely. There we go. I'm going to leave that. And it's going to have a little cattywampus top, but I'm going to let that happen too. You know, a lot of people want to make it high precision to look, you know, fallible, not infallible, precise precision. And there is a market for that too. But I like to have things look handcrafted in a lot of ways, but still functional, not just, you know, slap it together and make it not working, but still functional, but look hand done, contemporary. Contemporary. Anyway, now let's see. I need to get another number 10 ground glass joint here that I have and check that. That's been places, done things. You stick it in there, make sure it's airtight, and then make sure you can get back out. It helps. Anyway, and again, I will use this as a, where's that one I just pulled off and dropped? I sat that down just there. There we go. And now I'm going to go down that tube. Just a little bit. There we go. I made a little bit of a Maria. And I'm just going to pull that off right there. Okay, any requests? Name out something you'd like to see done. Cat, mouse, swan, bear, whale, snail, unicorn, dolphin, elephant, dragon. Anything that you can remember of anything of all the glass stuff that I have done or something that you would like to see me do now. That's what I like about my work. I enjoy challenges. I'll come back and finish that later. Wait, you know what I forgot to do? Is warm that out. Yes, I did clean my desk this morning. It took me forever to clean my desk. Thanks for noticing, Dave. Yeah, only a true subscriber would know that my desk is clean or my table is clean. Those that don't, for the first time, they'd say, "Oh, that's a real mess." But if people only knew, right? Yeah. I've actually, I didn't throw any of it away. I put it in a box. It's right here. I got to go through it little bit by little bit and pick out the good pieces. You know me, I don't like to throw anything away because I know I can make money out of it. That's the worst part. Yeah. I know I can make money out of even the smallest of pieces because, you know, I can make 2 or 3 of them the size that fit on a thumbnail. That shows you that I can really do a variety of things in glass, and that's the coolest part. Oops. After cleaning my table, I just noticed that the mantis that I did last night, his broken. But that's the thing about an artist, I can fix it. Yeah, there's always some little pieces or something, like my dragon is sitting right there. Actually, you can't see that. Let's tilt that a little bit this way. Here we go. You can see a little bit more of my table and what's going on. Um, but now, let's get to fixing this guy up. All I have to do is put the wing on him again. Let's see, where can I'll do it right here in the front. One of the legs here. Hold on to it. Again, if you guys have a request that you'd like to see done, name it out and I can do it. Got to warm this guy in. Put the wing back on his back tail here. This is what I did last night for New Year's. That was fun. It was another day, another dollar. Oh, I just found me a piece of quartz. No, it's not quartz. I thought it was quartz. Never mind. Yeah, after cleaning the table, I knocked him off, I guess. We'll fix that right up. I needed to make the middle of the body a little longer, but I had fun making him. Okay. Without further ado, I have an idea what I want to do. I want to give you guys a little bit of a instruction on doing some interesting tubing. I've seen it done several times in other ways, and you know me, give me a chance and an opportunity. I'm going to do some inverting some tubing here. I guess that's what well, changing the complete direction of the bubble or tubing that you've got into another direction entirely. I know it makes a lot of sense right now, but you'll see what I'm talking about very, very quickly. Okay? Okay. I got here a piece of tubing, and I'm going to add some color. Okay. Seal it up. It's not going to be very long, but I'm going to have fun with it. Okay, I've got some green exotic here. I've got some, that's too close to that color. I think that's turbo cobalt, so we're going to start with turbo cobalt, which is going to make it a nice cobalt blue when it's all said and done. Do one on one side and one on the other side. Oops, a little bit long on that side. There we go. Now the green exotic. You can talk to me while I work. I do tend to look up and see what's going on. So please, if you have a question, for those that are in the chat room, just say hi. Okay, that's two colors. I'm going to go and, ooh, let's see if I can. There's one problem with what I'm doing now. It tends to have a I've got a strip of diacrylic, and sometimes when you do this, it tends to burn out the diacrylic because you're overheating it again. So I'm not going to. I'm going to. Here, I got pink. I'll use pink, and that'll be the last color. Layer it in. Oh, I do need another color. Darn. A, a red. A red or uh, oh, some red exotic would work out. Oh, here we go. Red exotic. Sort of a rusty red color. Most of the colors that I use are North Star, are the ones that I'm more familiar with. I've never really done much with other colors, um, mainly because I haven't had the opportunity. Okay, here goes the fun part. I'm going to encase this in clear. Okay, set that down for a little bit. I need to get a better hose. This thing is too stiff, and as it gets colder, it's going to get stiffer. Okay, pull that off. So is everybody enjoying the new year? Got some plans to resolutions or anything that anybody's doing with? I myself haven't made any particular ones because 3 minutes after you make them, what happens? You go back to your old habits. So I want to do it because I want to do it, not because, oh, I just made a resolution to do it. And you can change your life if you want to. You can change it for the better all the time. It takes a lot of willpower. Glass blowing takes a lot of willpower. You concentrate, learn a lot of muscle memory, and gain control of what you're doing. And if you can control glass, you can control your life, believe it or not. At least that aspect of your life in glass. Okay, I think I've gotten all the way around encasing. Now I'm going to blow this out a little bit. And I'm also going to be, first I'm going to seal all this so that it's nice and strong and doing good together. I could do this a little faster if I also put the 10 liter per minute concentrator on, but I'm not going to because I'm going to real quickly have to take it offline anyway. I'm going to do some wigwag going back. Not a heavy duty strong wigwag, but with the smaller flame, you can do a lot more detail. Okay? You'll see what I'm doing very, very quickly here. And I've done some wigwag before. Right? Right. Okay. Seal that part of it in real good. That's good. Okay, here we go. twist it. As I did that, the other end went a little cattywampus on me. Now I'm going to twist it in the other direction. I'm going to twist this back in the other direction, going a little bit tighter. Now, go down a little bit further. And back the other direction. Here we go. Heat and twist. Now back in the other direction. You're going down just a little bit further than what you had before. And you twist it. And you can see the wavy pattern going on. Keeping it hollow is the fun part. Twist it. Now I'm going to do some really heavy duty twisting at the ends. And that'll come into play here in just a second. You'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm also going to go back and make sure the waves are a little tighter. Now sometimes you got to wait until there's some thin parts and heavier wall. Good. I'm glad that thing's working. Yeah, I should mention that. Yeah, for those that are already subscribed and want to know when I'm doing live demos, um, there is under the subscription area where you've already subscribed a bell that you have to click on to be notified of the live videos feeds. So thanks for reminding me there, Dave. And those that come in now, anyway. Now I'm going to make this into a round ball. Actually, yeah, I'm going to kick in the other concentrator. That's that nice bell. The 10 liter per minute and the 5 liter per minute together give you a lot more pressure. And with the Carlisle that I do have, I could probably put another 5 liter per minute or another 10 liter per minute on there. And it would work out really, really well for me. Now I'm going to turn this into a nice little round ball. But I talked about inverting it. And what's going on is right there in the middle of this round ball is where I'm going to blow a hole. And it's going to become the end. Where I've got it holding That's going to become the outside edge. Now I'm going to heat and twist this end really nice. Pull it off. Round this up nice. I want to blow a hole here. Seal it off here. Here's where the fun comes in. Now, you know, mine are very rustic, very primitive, wigwags, very, but it gets the job done. Now, there's a method to this madness. I'm going to put it all under one little medallion in the front here, type thing. Blow this out. There we go. Doing pretty good with what I want to do. I'm going to try to make it sort of like for the bottom of a round bottom flask, not a round bottom, a flat bottom flask. You'll see what I'm talking about when I'm finished. Graphite rod, ream it out a little bit more. Whoa, right on the floor when you know. That's okay. Life happens. Me and my wonderful way of doing things. Yeah, I don't use too many grips or vices to hold things. It is a drawback at times, but it's also my way of doing things, right? Right. Okay, what am I looking for? Nope, nope, yep. This will do it. I didn't know it was there. I swear that it was supposed to be there. Now I'm going to pull the bottom off of this. This is like 25, maybe 30 mil. Close to 30, I think. I'd say it's medium wall or whatever. Okay. Pinch and pull. Blow that out. Flare it out. Okay. Now I'm going to seal this on here. There we go. That's sealed on. And I'm going to make this a round bottom to this. Oh, you can see that already, right? Right. Yeah, like a disc clip. Oh, it's got a hole in it somewhere. That might be half of it. There we go. Found the holes. It's going to be one of those days. The end of my tubing is not going to stay on there, on the end of my blow hose, just because. Sealed up the holes though, that's good. Okay, we're getting there. Now you could blow out the other end and put this in the middle of a piece of tubing, which is pretty cool design. But what I have in mind here is to make this into a bottom disc. And it's getting there. Now as I'm doing this and turning, I'm blowing into it very, very slightly and losing the end of my tubing. Yeah, I'm gonna put a cold weld right, or just to blow this out a little bit better. There we go. And it went out of my mouth again. No, not out of my mouth, but I got an idea. It should work. Sometimes you need a little bit of roughing around the aperture. So put a piece of tape on it, and that should sometimes stop that from dropping out as many times as it has on me. Right, right. Now I'm going to start sucking this in to make it flat. Letting it collapse in. Yeah, that's holding that tubing in there now. Widen it up a little bit more. There we go. Uh, Rear it out a little bit. Flatten it down. I know this is where I didn't expect it to go in this direction tonight, but you know what? I like what I'm doing. And I want everybody to know that I have such a variety of things that I can teach, tell, show, and wanted to be part of my life. And if you have questions or a challenge for me, never hurts to ask. The worst I could say is no. Most of the time, I enjoy the challenge. Now, there it goes. It's sort of drawing back into it itself for a nice flat bottom. You have any questions, comments? Talk to me. Now I'm sucking it and blowing it out a little bit. That's an awful thick wall bottom, but you know what? I like where it went. I like where it went. Any requests? I know I have 2 people that are watching, or is it 3? I can't see right now. 3 people watching. Actually, 2. Me and 2 other people are in the room, so I can see the chat room itself. Looking good, if you ask me. Questions? Anyone? Anyone? Let it cool, and it should show up pretty nicely. You know me, I shoot from the hip and try to do my best. Not always come out the best in the world, but I show you that you can make mistakes, but go forward. You don't have to, say, screw it, give it up, I'll never make it. I tend to work on it until it's done and get the results that I'm sort of looking for, if you know what I mean. Okay, any requests? So it's going to be getting questions through YouTube, or is it on the Facebook group? I don't know. I am not affiliated with. I do show up on their show every once in a while, but that's Mike Mason and Will. Uh, they do Torch Talk. I'm just my own little entity, the Lucian Libby glass blowing teacher. slash creator slash pyromaniac, I guess you could say. Um, but I heard they also have a new way that they're doing their feed through a different source entirely. I couldn't tell you at the moment because it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I looked into it and forgot all about it. And it was like, oh, as you get older, you forget things more often. That's the way life is, right? Let me go ahead and put the other view on for just a short chart. I think that that has come to a good close or whatever. If you have, again, now's the time. If you have a request, I can do something like in about 3 to 5 minutes. Other than that, I was going to close this evening event and probably get back to you. I'm going to be doing a couple of more videos just to do them, to know that I can do them. And with the new 1080p camera that I've got going on, uh, give me something to do them by. So, without further ado, questions? Anyone? Anyone? Dave? Dave? Dave's not here. Daryl, are you still there? Again, the red didn't come out in that. I'm very surprised. So, actually, let's put that up on the other camera. Yeah, I'm very, very surprised that the red didn't come out in that at all. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. Oh, of course, this is right in the way. That is very, very hot. That takes more heat. The graphite does pick up the heat. It does do a number to this. That's very warm. And that heat could be radiating over to my face. Thank heavens that sort of shields my face from a lot of the heat that comes off the torch nowadays. And with the didymium built in, I have trifocals that I play with. Thanks, Dave. Um, uh, with that, further ado, thanks for watching, guys. And I will post information that I've done and the size wall tubing that I put on the number 10 joint. And again, any questions, any requests, further classes or ideas that somebody has for me to try to do, leave me a comment and leave me a like. And if you, like Dave, you've started getting the notifications, which is good. Yeah, other people, just click the subscribe button again and see if you can click on the bell, which will give you notices of my live feeds that as they come up. So, and or when I get a new video going on. So thank you for being there. It's been a whole year, and I'm happy to be part of your lives and I'm glad that you're part of mine. Until next time, enjoy your day.